Alright guys, so I was going at it with the air line sander and the orbital, and I'm using 40 grit on the orbital, and the line sander's got 40 grit on it, and it's taking it down slowly and slowly, which is what you generally want to do, but I'm impatient. And I come to realize in my impatience that I really put way too much on. Remember I said that I wanted to have enough that I could just blend it right over and color good. Well, this, not so bad, but it's still too thick. Over here, it's actually raised up. Let's see if I can find something here. If you were to look, it's raised up 1/8 of an inch to 3/16 of an inch past the metal. Yeah, almost 3/16 of an inch. And that's just too much. So I'm throwing in the towel. I'm going to grind it off with a 60 grit flap disc. It's not going to be pretty. I'm going to do my best to take it down a couple layers and then line sander it back out. But it's my own mistake. I just put too much on. I was trying to, I think, blend in a phantom hole maybe. I don't know, but I just realized it's way too much and I'll never get this done. So bear with me. We'll get her flanged up here. Alright, so I went a little further than just bucking down the high spots. And to prove that, bare metal. Now, I don't know why I put so much filler on. I don't. At one part, like in one of the low spots, it was actually a little bit lower than the other low spots, and it was over a ½ inch thick, and I just don't. But I did. So chalk it up to distraction, chalk it up to whatever you want. I messed up horribly, and I gotta fix it. So now, I'm gonna get back out with my hammers and dollies, and I'm going to try and straighten some more of the warpage on this panel, best of my abilities, which first round apparently I had no patience, and I don't understand why. Like across here, this is beautiful. It dips in a little bit here for the, like, maybe a 1/16 of an inch, maybe. So a 1/16 of an inch of filler around this would be fine by my standards, which are pretty loose, but not that loose. And it comes up here perfectly. This is low and caved in. There was a dent here already. This is low as well, and it's bad over here because when I first tried to straighten this, I got this area out and then it caved in that area because I didn't stress relieve it. So basically all the work that I did up to this point and all the work that I had planned on following through with down in the toilet. And I don't mind, because I like doing things as right as I can, and getting rammy and fast is no reason to skip and just load filler on. Loading filler on is the thing that I hate most people do, and I've had to deal with it on almost every other project that I've ever bought. So back to basics, time to stretch and shrink some metal. So let me show you what I got going on here, aside from a great big mess of body filler everywhere. We got the hammer and dolly kit out, and you see these two strings. they run full length of the box, and they're tied to the box, not to the end cap. Dodge truck box needs era, end cap was separate, unlike Fords and Chevys. So, if you look down the way, you can start to see that there's a gap right here. You see my finger underneath it? No gap, no gap, no gap, no gap, and gap. And the gap goes in quite a ways. Now, it's not as bad as it was last night because I've already pulled the metal out a little bit with my pry bar and one of my hammers, because I can't, even though this is a short hammer, it's great for getting into small areas. It's fantastic, but the smaller the area, the less swing you can get behind it, and there's just not enough room up at the top in here, which I can get it up there, but there's just no room to get even a remote amount of swing. So I've been using it on the outside with my pry bar going in through the hole for the taillight. So I'm gonna keep on trucking here. I've got a little bit of improvement, but a lot more to go before I'm happy. Skim after that. Same thing with this guy. Now he's where it's worth. It's definitely a little over 1/8 of an inch. I'm gonna keep working him, and once he's good, then we're at the slope of the filler cap. Now like I said, I did a horrible job welding it because I got rammy, and there's definitely a difference. I don't mind blending it that little bit because it's the thickness of the metal. Like, you know, 20 gauge is nothing for thickness. And it's not all over the whole thing. It blended perfectly there, but we still have a cave-in down here to deal with. So I'm not done with my metal repair yet. And I don't know, maybe it's just the cost of being rammy. And I do this to myself. But if I can probably not my last skim, obviously. Besides, I can almost never do just one skim. But I'm going to let this harden up for the night, and I'm going to come back in, hit it with a sander, get rid of the rough spots. I'll find out where my high spots are. I can see a few of them. I may have to dimple them down. Quite a few over here. That was from using the bars and the pipe and everything. And again, I could have done a better job, but now I'm at a spot where I'm ready to actually just blend in the little area that needs to be blended in, and we're going to make the best of it. So in the end, I don't think it's going to turn out perfect. I was not looking for perfect on this truck, but I was expecting a little bit better. So we'll see how it progresses. See if my impatience allows it. Guilty as charged. I still think it's going to be a good solid product when it's done. So stay with me to the end, guys. You never know what it's going to turn out like until there's paint on it. And I got a good idea. But if you haven't been following all the videos, in the very first ones I mentioned, I think, what we're going to do with the paint. If I didn't, well, you'll have to wait till the end. Because I think it's going to look pretty darn cool. And we are going to be happy with the results. Anyway, everybody, thank you very much for watching this video. Take care, and we'll catch you on the next one.